All right, Vic. On a hot sports night here in New Jersey.
Yes.
Hot sports night where we're sweating it. At least I am. Coming off a world record tossing the javelin. We're getting through the final quarter of the season. There's about 35, 40 games left in the until we get into the playoffs. We got some postseason awards are going to come out. Most valuable players. Honestly, we're only really concerned with the American League most valuable players. We're Yankees fans. Let's let that out there to everybody. We're Yankees fans. AL MVP. It's kind of coming down to 4 guys right now.
Okay.
We got from the Toronto Blue Jays, Jose Bautista. Okay. We got from the Boston Red Sox, Adrian Gonzalez. Another guy also from the Red Sox, Dusty Patterson, I think his name is, the second baseman who played tonight in the game against the Yankees.
Pedroia.
That's it. And then finally, a New York's own Curtis Granderson, the Grandy man. Who are you picking to get the hardware come October?
For me, it's always a tough vote for MVP because when you see your own player day in, day out, you tend to really pick at their flaws.
Right.
And for me, I look at Curtis Granderson, as tremendous of a year as he's having right now, I look at him as a little bit of a wild card for the Yankees. When he steps to the plate, I look, first and third, 1 out. I'm looking at him as, please don't strike out.
Right.
For me, he's just as likely to strike out as he is to hit a 3-run home run as he is to get a sacrifice fly.
Right.
Whereas, as much maligned as A-Rod is within New York, right now when Alex Rodriguez comes to the plate, you at least expect a productive at-bat from him, where I don't really expect a productive at-bat for Curtis Granderson. His home runs are almost like, hey, that's great. That just hit me a 3-run home run. Thank you very much. So I know we pick apart our own players, and I'm probably doing that right now. But to move Curtis Granderson off the plate is what really at this point I have to do because I've seen so many kind of flaws in his game. If I just look at the numbers, 350 batting average, 20-plus home runs, over 100 RBIs. He seems to me like a game wrecker, like a guy who it's hard to get out when the game's on the line. I go with Adrian Gonzalez, even though we're a Yankee guy.
Yeah, it's hard to admit. You expect at least to see a Red Sox win one of these MVP awards. Regardless of whether he deserves it or not. And I'll be the first to say he's having a great season. Yeah. It's not like he's just leading the league in hits and has a paltry 18 home runs and 87 RBIs. He's not just coasting into the MVP like other Red Sox in the past. Pedroia, specifically. Yeah. A mess of a year, mess of a decision. Yeah. My issue with Gonzalez comes from this: is we don't know, being that he came from the Padres, where he never played an important game in his life. We don't know his clutchiness. Let's put it out that way.
And we haven't seen it thus far. Especially over the past 3 days. Yeah. He
just wrapped up a nice 3-game series with the Yankees. You could say the most important series that both teams have played so far this year. Mm-hmm. You want to win the division. Mm-hmm. And I think Gonzalez had 1 hit. I think he was 1 for 12, a couple walks, sure. He played a solid first base. He is good with the glove. I'm not taking that away from him. But when you're
a couple of 3-pitch strikeouts versus CC.
But a couple of 3-pitch strikeouts. So it gets a lot more than just CC. Yeah. And I even think Burnett struck him out today. And where does that tell you? Yeah. So it's tough for me to say the most valuable player on someone's team is someone who falls apart. In what is so far the toughest series of the season.
MVP vote for me is still a long-term vote. If you look back and you look at A-Rod winning the MVP when he was on the Rangers, last place team. Andre Dawson doing the same. Ernie Banks way back in the day doing the same.
Sure.
For me, MVP is still a who gets you to the playoffs type of award. And right now, for me at least, Adrian Gonzalez, although not stepping up versus the Yankees, highly visible games, he's at least putting the numbers up on the board from a who's going to get you to the playoffs perspective. And Curtis Granderson is a total wild card. When he steps up to the plate, I don't know what I'm going to get from him.
Yeah, I agree with that with Granderson. And the thing is, you're talking to me as if I'm a big high on Granderson. And I am. I love Granderson. I love that he's a Yankee.
So who are you thinking?
But I'm thinking Jose Bautista. He's batting 310, leading the majors in homers. I think he's got 39 as of right now. While we're talking, he's probably hit 40.
Monster.
100 and change RBIs, leading the league in OPS, highest WAR in the league, 8.1. But the knock is clear. He's playing for the Toronto Blue Jays, a team that hasn't played an important game
No pressure.
all season. But you also look at it this way. He's got nobody else hitting behind him. He's got no protection, so every time he's up,
Who is batting
it's over.
Yeah, exactly. Who's batting behind him?
It doesn't matter. I mean, is George Bell still on that team?
Jesse Barfield?
Might be. But either way, he's the guy who I think deserves it, and he's not going to carry him to the playoffs.
Okay.
But as far as most productive player, it's been Jose Bautista.
So a Jose Bautista vote, Adrian Gonzalez vote. I think we can probably safe to say that it probably will ultimately come down to this last month and a half of the season.
It will.
Yeah, agreed.